Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Stu Sells, Oakville Tankard, Perry Marshall here, and I'll be commentating through this game for you, featuring two of the top men's teams in the world from the UK curling program. Team Bruce Mouat against Team Ross Whyte. We're happy to bring you this game, final game, men's side of the draw. The teams are going to draw 4-0. It appears Team Whyte has secured the hammer for this final game, and we're expecting a really great match today for these two teams. We are happy to have you come down to the Oakville Curling Club. If you've not been here yet today, if you're not far away, do join in and see this live. It's going to be a big day for the UK curling program. We have the two men's teams in. We have all two against Team Hawk. And if you wanted to listen to that feed as well, Adam and crew there, who will be helping them provide that game as well on our live stream. A big thanks to Jerry and to Thomas and team from our production team, helping us to bring these broadcasts to you throughout the weekend. A lot of work goes into it, and we thank them for their great technical assistance. The team starts for the guard, and the team Whyte after the corner guard to be able to get us underway. We're so pleased you're taking the time to be with us this afternoon. And if you're in the UK this evening and enjoying our broadcast from the United Kingdom, maybe from Stirling, beautiful Stirling, where these teams are based, at the UK Training Center, we hope that you're having a great evening and another great day. We've had a wonderful weather while we've been here. A beautiful sunny day here in Oakville, Ontario. And pull up some of our stats from today and see how we've been moving along through our event this weekend. Triple duty, maybe quadruple duty for myself this weekend, running the event as well as coaching a couple of teams. But pleased to be your commentator for today. Our broadcast, something we've been trying to produce for all of you around the world, and hopefully you've been enjoying whether you're in Korea or Japan or the UK or Europe or anywhere in North America. We certainly had good representation at this event throughout the entire weekend, and we're really pleased you've taken the time to be here. The team out coming around the center and finding your spot right at the top of the 4 foot. Ross working to clean that up a little bit. Obviously, these teams play a lot against each other. They actually practice a lot together. They do train in the same centers, so they probably know each other very, very well. Uh, I don't know what the running tally is for this. Maybe I'll go to our friendly curling zone site and see what the winning tally is between these two teams recently. But they certainly have a great deal of familiarity with each other. You can pick up your live scores if you want to follow along as well too. You can get those on StuCurls.com. There's also a copy of the feed there as well, the women's feed as well. And as well, you can pick that up on Curling Zone. So either one of those two will get you to the current one scores and also to the feed. We have both of our common events today. Going over some recent results and seeing that Team Mouat, their most recent event prior to this was in Baden. This season was in Baden, and here now at the Sioux Cells Tankard in Baden, they were a semifinal loser to Nicholas Dean. In Oakville, they've played the team in the previous Oakville Tankard, they played as well, where they were most recently as well. And come along and just tap that one in. We didn't quite finish as much as we hoped for. And the Rock is going to roll out of play, pushing Team Mouat back into an advantageous position. Shot walking behind the guard that had been set up by the team. Team Mouat number 2 in the world, in behind Brad Gushu at the most recent world rankings. With a lineup currently of Bruce Mouat at 5th, Grant Hardy at 3rd, Bobby Lammy at 2nd, and Hammy McMillan at lead. So the Hammy and Bobby show will certainly be at the front end and supported in behind by Grant and Bruce. With the Team Whyte, their lineup today includes Robin Bryden at 3rd, Duncan McCudden at 2nd, and Ewan Kyle at lead. Attempted run back double there, didn't quite get there. Now straight up, and we now have 2 in the house for Team Mouat. We didn't get into this position. So now I've found the right statistics to be able to talk a little bit about our teams today. Team Ross Whyte, 2 events in so far this season. They started in the Boston Masters, finishing tied 3rd with James Craig for the Scottish team thriller in the event that won by Joel Canals in Baden. Mouat started their season at the Euro Super Series, another event that Team Whyte was in as well. They were the winners of that event. So they're off to their year in a good start. And here we have another match between the 2 of these teams. So what's happened recently between these two teams? So the Euro Super Series event that they played in August was the winner 8-5. The previous two games, that the Princess Auto Players Championship, Whyte was 6-5 winner. And in Aberdeen, the Aberdeen Championships in March of last year, Whyte again was a 3-2 winner. Prior to that, they played in the Scottish Championship in Mouat, had won both of those games, and that those two wins in the last season, late last season, March and April, were the first two wins that Team Whyte had after a long streak of Team Mouat victories that they've had against each other. So very clear these guys are against each other. The power clean by Bobby Lammy trying to get that rock right positioned correctly. We changed just a little bit of an angle, make it a little bit harder to run it straight back. Now, we don't have this mic with the players, unfortunately, so I'm not sure exactly what's happening on the actual commentary between the teams. We realize that we can't provide that to you, but certainly we can interpret some of the body language and the actions that we see from the two. It appears that Rice is looking at that run back from the slash into the house, suggesting that perhaps if he doesn't get the top one off the 4 foot, he would be able to get the one off the 8 foot in behind the guards that you see on my left-hand side of the screen. We have left-hand side of the screen as well too. And it's 20 a.m. probably exactly the right call for Ross. He'll open up that side. You have to run the side if they make that side, so probably the optimal angle to be able to do that and could be at least 2 options. And then maybe even have a chance at 2, depending on where Bruce puts his last rock. Rock here in the first end. Then you get the angle run. Well, there you go. A little extra bounce off his own yellow rock. Does get one out the back of the 8 foot. Allows Team Mouat to still retain that one at the top of the 4 foot, but better than it was. The expression right to use in coaching and also in curling in general. Bushmore with his last rock here in the first end. It looks like the call was to top up the one that was already in the house. So finishing Hammy to bring that rock down onto the face of the one in the house. Well made. Shot made. Great shot. So a little bit of a spot there, perhaps just off the button on the right-hand side of the screen. That will be the target area for Ross. Trying to get a piece to at least cut it down to 1, if you can actually maybe even score 1. Again, on this camera angle, we do not have an overhead rock available or a shot available, so we'll have to trust my eyes looking down the sheet to not exactly know where the rock on the button is, whether it's actually touching the button. But it is a very small spring. Trying to bring it in now. Pretty close on the weight, but didn't quite get the finish. Probably cut it down to 1. So we should go to the second end here with Team Mouat having taken the advantage back away of Hannah from Team Whyte. And I believe we have a 1-0 game. We'll take a brief break here and join you in just a minute or two.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stew Cells team's brand new listing. And we are out here in Waterdown. And you know what? If you are sick and tired of being in the city, you know, we all love Toronto. I love Toronto, but you know what? Maybe it's a little bit too crowded. Maybe there's a little bit too much gridlock. Maybe there's no place to walk and go see cool stuff. So come on out to Waterdown. It's awesome. Beautiful little village you can walk, great shops, cafes. We have the Waterdown Memorial Park just over the street. It's got a splash pad, baseball diamond. It's got a skateboarding thing for kids. We have a huge Fortino's. I was in there today getting flowers. It's crazy, that store. It's unbelievable. So you have Bike Pass, and you have the Bruce Trail, and you have a ton of parks. And we're in this lovely, quiet little subdivision. And look behind me, just say friggin' gorgeous. This house is spectacular. Custom built, beautiful finishes. We have decor black stainless steel appliances, quartz counters throughout, 3/4 inch white oak hardwood floor, ceramic tile. You want light, you want windows, you want bright. This house is gorgeous, super modern, open concept main floor, living, dining. It's got a butler's pantry, this office on the main floor. Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms, and you know what? Every bedroom gets their own bathroom. And the master has a steamed glass shower in it with a beautiful soaker tub. It's just luxury, luxury, high-end, luxury, high-end, luxury, high-end. This home is gorgeous. So go to stewcells.ca, see all the photos, the videos, and give me Stu a call for a personal tour.
And we're back here for second in action of these Stew Cells Oakville Tankard from Oakville, Ontario, with Team Whyte and Team Mouat from Scotland as our feature game in the meantime. We had an opening steal of a point of Team Mouat, taking advantage of a good position of their guard and the top 4 rock, and the final last shot from the Bruce to be able to tap his own back, and that's going very small. And so we're off and running here in Oakville. So this event was designed as a modified 4-team crew. This was where the results were for our friends from Team Mouat. They started with Owen Paul's team, allowing 3 win. Played Tanner Kogan, number 33 in the world, with a 6-3 win. Sam Mood got 4-1 in the third game. And then played Greg Smith from Newfoundland and 7-1. So, pretty dominating performance through the round robin play. Ran into a very tough team Grafton in the quarterfinal with a 6-5 win in that game. And then coming into this semifinal, 5-win over John Schuster. So undefeated, obviously, through this period of time. And carrying that record here now with a 1-0 lead. For Team Whyte, a similar journey for them as they made it through the round robin play. Opened with a 9-4 victory over Team Paris. Played Team Glenn Howard and came away with a 7-6 first-game victory. Played Team Grenier for a 7-3 victory, and Sam Steep 8-2 Had a little bit easier in the championship bracket. Started with Owen Purcell, the 9-4 win, and then just recently in the semifinal game beat John Epping 7-2. So again, strong 6 games here coming up into this final game. So again, we should have a really good match between the two teams. If you are new to this game or you're looking to watch the best teams in the world, high performance teams, do take note of a lot of great things these two teams do together, and recommendations to their team, their high performance team at the Stirling Center, who helps support them. Certainly, some of the best sweepers in the world and the technique that they deploy and manage to move the rock. The rotation that they throw on that rock as well as it coming. They have really great control over their shot making. You don't really see too many execution errors between them. It's just how well they put their rocks in the place they intend to do. Just an exchange of these, control weight, very controlled throwing weight, not too hot, not too high, not too low. They just seem to be then trying to carve that rock into the right spot, try and get a little bit of roll. That's the key, right? Is to be able to get the roll in behind and use those sweepers to be able to get the rock. Robin Whyte with his first rock here in the second end. You see gradually that shooter moves its way up a little bit. That rock staying a little bit out and out. Now they're trying to bring it in behind that guy that you just didn't quite finish. So again, a little bit of error, a little bit of an opportunity now for Bruce to be able to tuck one in behind that guard that was placed in earlier in the end. Last one for Grant Hardy. A little bit of a clean and then hard club to be able to get the rock into the closing line. And maybe a little bit light. We'll come up with hope, because we hope that was top 4. And again, now they determines the opportunity for Team Whyte to potentially come in behind there with that rock only stepping in. Coming a little bit deeper for now. They just back this to be able to try and get it in behind the guard a little bit more. Almost comes out. Like it's close between the two shots. Bruce is going to use that to come in and have that as a bit of backing. Just like that, the advantage pushes back from the team more. We'll have a good close look at it to see who shot. Be a little too close to call. And between these teams, a 2-point score will probably be pretty significant. So Bruce considering very closely. Now Grant taking another look as well as to who might be shot rock between those two rocks. But their shot making ability, there's almost no rock that can't be gotten to. So Bruce has to keep this a little bit higher, certainly not past the key line, probably in the top 4 foot. Move this as far as they can in behind the guard. Good shot. Really good shot. Well, Ross will probably play down and come down a little tap freeze on the one that was just thrown by Bruce Mouat. And it can't go too far. He's got to move it back far enough to maybe be shot. Certainly can't tap it back too far that leaves himself open to be hit. Probably does not want to give up another steal. And this the second end, his goal would be to at least be able to take one and not let two more go up. Shot for Ross Whyte with the second end. Looking for a little tap freeze. Well, that's probably not the optimal shot for him. The hit and roll out there in the open means that Bruce will have the opportunity to hit and stick, or maybe even get a little bit of a roll, and shrinking that scoring area right down. Another steal by Team Mouat in this end would be a really optimal start for Team Mouat, considering they didn't have the handle start. They would have gotten fairly significant control of the game. Last shot here for Bruce in the second end. Looking for a little bit of roll inside, heads the kill. And a little bit of finish. Fabulous shot. Again, moving again, a very small scoring for Ross Whyte. And if you recall from the previous end, just trying to figure out exactly how much coral, and if you watch earlier from them, they're a little bit inside of that broom when are throwing, because they were throwing to kind of come to that center line and across. Now they need a little bit on the outside of that center line. And that's a little bit different. Critically important. Just a little bit of different path. And that can be a big difference at this level. Right where it is. And it goes just a little bit deep, and that may have been a steal of 2. Not a happy start for Team Whyte. A little bit of regrouping here. Coming on, we're going to take a break for a commercial, and we'll come back at you in a couple of minutes. Now we're back to third in action, and you can see the posted wheel of 2 for Team Mouat in the second end. Now it's a 3 lead. What a huge start for Team Whyte over Team Whyte. Certainly not optimal for Team Whyte in this game. I just want to make a quick comment on that commercial break, and thank you for watching that. We are a new presenting sponsor in the School Cell event. We got moved from Stroud to the Collingwood Curling Club in beautiful Collingwood on Georgia Street. And they will be, Main Waters will be a presenting sponsor with that event this year. If you've not been to that resort, it's a beautiful resort, and they've created a great opportunity for both teams and for fans to come up and watch the event. Some very top-notch Ontario-based curling team. There's also a couple of international teams scheduled to be in that event as well too. Team Bruno from Switzerland is planning to be in that event. So if you're looking for a weekend away, watch great curling up close and watch the Curling Club, do look at the Stu Curls website on the registration page for that event. There is the Living Waters entry. Put in the discount code of Bronzefield, and you're going to have a fabulous weekend at the in-town for the Stu Curls Living Waters event in Collingwood, Ontario. So a little plug for another series event, one of 8 events in the Stu Cells series. Number 1 for this year, the Oakville. So happy to be back in Oakville after a little time away. The COVID darkness away as we the renovations that were being done here at the Oakville Club. Marvelous facility. They've done a great job. They've done a large rental project with their floor in the last year, and commending both the club under the leadership of the and the ice crew with Matt Foster. Thank them very much for being our host club for this event with a top-notch field. So congratulations to the Oakville Tankard and team for providing great facilities. And a big shout out to event coordinator Rick Brady, who could not do this event, and his volunteers that officials that we've been able to get from. Everything happens at events even like this with a big family, and a lot of contribute to it. So it makes it easier for things just to go out there and curl. So thanks again, big shout out to all those, and hope you can do for anyone of the other events. The Bruce is not liking what he's seeing with the guards. Again, with a 3-0 advantage, he will at least move 2-1 here and clean this up a little bit. Ross has got that to use. He needs to score. Cannot give up another steal, that's for sure. And probably will try at least score 2. If not, maybe clean this up a little bit as we see how that So two stats for you coming into this game from Team Whyte's perspective. That 6-0 record, which we talked about earlier. Points scored per game, 12 points a game. So they were a scoring machine, only giving up just a little more than 5 per game. Great shot there, laying behind the board. We've removed some of that. Almost unheard of hammer efficiency, which will speak to why they got 5 points per game. 0.72 has been 72% of the time that they have the hammer, they are scoring 2 points or more, yet only giving up just a little under 20%, 16% steals from the time they have hammer. Their force efficiency, forcing teams to win that 0.55, 55%, 0.30. So again, great numbers for Team Whyte in these previous 6 games we've had coming up to here. That is not indicative of what we've seen. So certainly, Team Whyte have put them on their heels really early. There is an opportunity for Whyte to split the house for that run back can happen. And see if we can go through the rest of the end, trying to keep that house split. Mouat stats coming into this game. So again, they were a 6-0 record with a game of 9.25. The points against it only 3.1. Very stingy, obviously, and that'll translate into the stats that 0.7, and their steal efficiency at 0.37. Off the board. Their hammer efficiency, a modest 0.47, a good number by any team standard. Certainly and then they only gave up one out of 10 wins, 0.10 was their steal defense. So again, great numbers for both teams, a little bit different. Last one here for Robin Bryden. One player generate a couple of points. No guards in play, so it's all going to be done in the house. We can pop that back, remove the red, and move it far to the center as you possibly can. Gorgeous shot. Gorgeous shot. Probably sets up another opportunity. But again, they're in the mode of trying to score 2 points any way they can and be able to get that rock position in front of the other red one for a possible jam at the same time moving far away from the rock and removing the other red rock that was in play. Fabulous shot. You're seeing craftsmanship at its finest with these two teams. Bruce really doesn't care if everything goes out of this house. It's about hitting the side and going with it and get on off the rings. We're going to hold this just a bit. We put a rock. And we have nothing around after that. It doesn't take long to eliminate rocks for these guys. So it's draw practice time. Learn a path for Ross Whyte. He'll get a chance to be able to try a little different line, a little different curl, get that ball right in, find the return to the middle as opposed to the edge. Again, it's the third end. Not the optimal end for him to score 2. Obviously, he's going to try and score 2 every time he's got the hammer. But not something he absolutely has to do. He does have to make up this 3-point differential. Again, we talked about some great ice conditions this week. It's been running about 14 and a half. Again, if we had to make some players this time, probably not for sure, but from my own eyes and my own watch, but I was coaching a couple of teams during the event. I was getting about 14 and a half hog to hog, if you added the common metric. Looking for the hidden stuff. That slows it down, says, let's get rid of that, start again. And the final walk to the third end, formed by Ross Whyte, looking to hit and roll out, flank this end, and come back for the fourth end down 3 points. And there you have it. Executed well. We have a blank end here in N3, and we will go on to N4 after and come back with you in a couple minutes after this next commercial break. Thanks for joining.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
And we're back. Fourth end action here at the Stootswell's Oakville Tankard. Again, our thanks to our new sponsor, Tommy Gunn's Barbershops. And we look forward to visiting there one day soon. And looking forward to some of their great haircutting capabilities. We have a 3-0 Team Mouat lead here in Oakville. Sheet 6 action, we have just commentary, not the mics on the players. I hope you're getting that and spending some time with me talking about curling and talking about these two great teams who are putting on a wonderful display for at the end of the long weekend. The event started on Thursday, and we'll conclude today. I had a chance to talk to Coach Ross Patterson, Coach Mike Goodfellow before the game, just got a little sense of what plans are for Team Mouat and Team Whyte over the next little while. So they're going to stay here in Canada for another week and a half. So they do plan to play the event in Cornwall with Shorty Jenkins. So if you're in the Cornwall area or Eastern Ontario area, do go partake with them playing at that event as well. After that event, they are going to go back to Scotland for a couple of weeks of training. When we come back to Canada again, playing a couple of events culminating with the Grand Slam event in Niagara Falls. And both will be in that event. In Niagara Falls coming up will be a fabulous event in October and a great place to be in Niagara Falls. Then they will return again to Scotland, to home base, the Stirling Training Centre. Beautiful area of Scotland. If you've not been there, a lovely training centre, not far from the campus of the University of Stirling. And then they'll start to prepare for the European Championships, which will be in their backyard, a couple hours away in Aberdeen, where they will play. Where one of these teams will play in the European Championships. So lots of curling coming up for Team Mouat and Team Whyte over the next little while. And I'm sure you'll see lots of them. I'm sure you'll certainly see them on the Grand Slam, here as well. I'm going to do a little scoreboard checking here. Give me 1 second and we'll catch you up on the women's final. Just need to dial into my other side of my keyboard here. So over in the women's final on sheet 3, it's also streamed on speedtrails.com and also through Curling Zone. You will find Team Hall with a 1-0 lead on Team Morris. Team over on sheet 3 for the women's final. So it's a small international final here at the Free Trails in Oakville. a great hit and roll in behind that guard, and that's the last inning for Bobby. He wants to try and run that back and remove both those rocks from play. Look at that, right across the top. And he goes from him, he goes, good on you. With a point back saying, good shot. And it was indeed. But Ross has another guard to work with. He split the house with guards this time, as opposed to putting guards on both sides. Again, this is an even end, an optimal end for them to try and score 2 points. So the pressure will be on Team right here to score. And again, with the stats that we've done the team Mouat, that's such a low points against average. Scoring 2 points against Team Mouat is not an easy thing to do. Great shot. From Duncan. Now you're going to get a chance to see Team Mouat do the same thing. Can you get that run back executed and remove both of those and try and leave the block and potentially not in play at all? Not quite. Close, but not quite. Just curled up a little bit on them, ran it more straight back, left the one out of the house, but left the run back rock in the house. There's the opportunity for Whyte. Let's try and put one in behind the guard there of Mouat and set it up for this. In the top 8, no more to the top 4. Just a little tucked in further back underneath. With his foot. Again, just looking for 8 foot, no more than top 4. Tucked in behind that bird. And placed it. Now we'll see another run back. Just to see if he can run that straight back, maybe. Not his own. If he's not good enough to be able to not move his own little clock. It's close. There you go. Money shot. Game-changing shot. Pin-changing shot. The run-back ability of these teams, especially these men's teams. Fabulous. We lost to try and use the guards that were put up by Team Mouat to his advantage. Now that we're later in the end. Bride now is to try and get a little bit of a hit and roll. Comes in, to hold it in here. Not quite enough. With a little weight on them. That sweep call, sweeper's decision to be able to hold that rock. It rolls into the open. Now we'll see if Bruce is able to get the roll on the guard. He's going to put the roll behind the corner guard. Put opportunity more to the center. he was probably not unhappy with his friend if he was able to score one. If Ross scores one, leaving him coming into the back half of the game. And for just a little roll. And fold. Didn't quite get the full roll that they were looking for. Small door open for Ross to be able to try and hit the wall behind that corner. Shot the fourth end for Timo. Looking for a roll. Trying to hold that rock as much as you can. Great shot. Do it up. Choice for reverse. Run it back or draw down Steve on the top. He's choosing the end. And with a 2-point lead, not horrible. 15 minutes. If Team White scores 3, he would have the lead +1. And back half of the game with the hammer. These are executed at a fairly high level for the Duluth team. And there you go. On the money. Rolls to the side. Again, here we go. Ross left with a decision here on whether he would just take his one or start again. And it looks like start again is going to be the pick. Last shot here in the fourth end. Ross Whyte looking to hit and roll out for the blank. And there you go, a blank end coming out of end 4. So going into the fourth end break, not much of a break from these with continuous play. We're going to take a little bit of a break and come back with Team Mouat with a 3-0 lead. Back at you in a couple minutes. And we're back here with fifth end action in the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, our men's championship final, with Team Mouat and Team Whyte from the British curling program facing off here in the final. With Team Mouat with a 3-0 lead, executed on a couple of great shots in the early end, one and two steals, points in those games, really putting the pressure on Team Whyte right away. And now Team Whyte trying to figure out how to generate some offense against a very good team that performs really, really well. And we've started this end with a rock in the house a little bit deep behind the tee line, followed by a corner guard and another one in the house for Team Whyte. Thanks for joining us. And coming out of that break, a commercial for our good friend Steve Frankie and one of his new listings over in the Baby Point area of just south of the Junction area. Stu's one of Stu's favorite areas of the city of Toronto. If you do want to learn about real estate or have real estate, not even only the Greater Toronto area, but certainly real estate sales in general, do reach out to Stu and to Jenny. Great team, understand the market really well, really good advice, and most of all, you're going to get really good service. And if that's we're looking for a home, we're trying to not to buy a home, sell your home, do reach out to Stu and Jenny. They're going to give you the right job treatment, and you'll certainly enjoy them. So here we are with Team Mouat putting the rocks in place to make Ross Whyte's team create offense. And you can see there Ross Whyte has decided to split the corner guards again. That got him in a good position last night. He was able to get some nice hits and rolls and be able to do that. But again, that run back capability that exists on both teams. Certainly out of table real quickly, and Ross had to reload here going into the fifth game. I took a quick peek over the scoreboard of Morrison and Ha. That was tied. They're still playing in the fourth end, so they're a little bit behind the pace of this game. That game available on the stream as well too. So if you want to look at that game, feel free to go to curls.com and you will find that game as well as curling. I'll push that back a little bit, create maybe a little bit of a wall of lead back there for Team Whyte. Possible with a bit of a high hard one to be able to slip that out over top of the two reds in the head. But Bruce asking Robbie to come down and have a good close look at whether they run this back or whether they actually freeze on top of it. Again, they know Whyte has to create the offense and try and score, and they're going to allow, obviously, as many walks and play as they can to be able to have that, create that scoring opportunity for them. Decision made. Let's see where the broom goes down. In a sense, it's run back is where Bruce is standing. Absolutely. Guards on its turn. Bobby verifies the broom that Bruce wants. And we've set it on the counterclockwise turn. Run the red back into the yellow and leave the red in the place where the yellow was. Just put the one off the top. Works, no ideal. And Ross will immediately look at that and try and come down and freeze into that area. Going to close the scoring area down for him, but he cannot afford to have Team Mouat steal more points. Now there's a point in the game now into the fifth minute where he actually has to try and score, as opposed to going through another branch. He's probably just looking to go top to the button. And okay, you put that pretty much where they wanted it. And Bruce to come down and sit right on top of it, really just shrink that whole area. A little bit of a group rethink on this shot. Being up. So maybe opting to throw just a touch more weight and to maybe top that around a little bit, create a little separation back there. If you're a mixed doubles player, it's very common to do that. Keep those rocks around in play and allow for just some angles to be created. So you can see the parallel between the two disciplines. James Hardy with his first some training to do yet. Yeah, just didn't quite curl up as much as I want for the weight that he threw. So a little bit of a door open here for Ross. Yeah, and if he's not going to hit that red one, we'll probably end up drawing down into that area. Concern for the slash. That red slash going from the right-hand side of the screen to the left could potentially see a lot of rocks go if he puts it too far deep. He'd probably like that to curl up as much as he possibly can on top of the yellow rock, which would at least preserve the rock that's being thrown now, as opposed to not being on right on the face. So now trying to curl it into its final position. And I think it's just about there. So probably not quite as deep as they wanted. When you see Bruce O'Neil comes up and taps the spot that they had a little bit of fear on. And do that flash that red rock on the top 8 into the rock on that he's pointing at right now, and see if he can get it to go over the top of the red one. Even if they lose the red rock of their own back on the red, that's probably better. But don't prefer not to catch on to that one, right? And to be able to sit there. Other options include the straight run back. Maybe you could use both of them. Not optimal. There is one in between to be able to catch the other rock. Okay, so they've opted for the straight run back. Then they'd rather leave the rock that they have just off the button in place and move both of the yellow ones. Well, yeah, that's better than it was. Got rid of the red rocks that were actually helping keep that yellow rock protected that was on the button, and the one that could have jammed the other yellow rock was pushed back in. It has to come down and try and sit just on the top of the 8-foot on that line. The guard position that he was looking for, or where that rock's positioned. An opportunity here for Team Mouat to be able to move a lot of yellow. Pretty short, pretty straight run back. You can see all three of these rocks potentially going. Or at the end of the day, maybe only one of them end up on the house. Choose which side you're on. Fans. One, two, and not quite three, but good enough to be able to allow for Team Whyte to be putting second shot. Now, it's hard to tell from my angle who is first shot. Looks pretty close, actually. And great shot by Bruce to clean up the house here. Get it back to maybe probably no more than 2 for Team Whyte. Again, if Team Whyte does score a deuce here, Team Mouat would still be up a single point with hammers in their favor, 6 and 8. They'll tuck some in now behind the red block in the 8-foot, touching the 8-foot. So they get it around. Looks like it's a little bit heavy. There's an uncharacteristic miss. So opportunity missed for Team Whyte. Ross will not be happy about that. Great hit and stick here for Bruce on his last rock in the 5th end. That would put Team Whyte in position to have him to score 1. There you go. Ross surveying just to see, but quickly deciding that You didn't have much of an option other than to take a single point. Choosing to hit, perhaps. Kind of hard that line they've also used for their draw rate as well too. They use a fair amount of rotation both these teams, and below the ice is right here, and normally about 4 or 4.5 feet of curl. These teams with the rotation they use, a lot less ice. So hit, stick there in the back. Again, we have a single point on the board there for Team Whyte. A little disappointment for sure. They thought they were set up for at least a 2. They'll score a single point and we'll go to break at the end of 5, 3-1.
Hey guys, welcome to the Stew Cells team's brand new listing. And we are out here in Waterdown. And you know what? If you are sick and tired of being in the city, you know, we all love Toronto. I love Toronto, but you know what? Maybe it's a little bit too crowded. Maybe there's a little bit too much gridlock. Maybe there's no place to walk and go see cool stuff. So come on out to Waterdown. It's awesome. Beautiful little village you can walk, great shops, cafes. We have the Waterdown Memorial Park just over the street. It's got a splash pad, baseball diamond. It's got a skateboarding thing for kids. We have a huge Fortino's. I was in there today getting flowers. It's crazy, that store. It's unbelievable. So you have Bike Pass, and you have the Bruce Trail, and you have a ton of parks. And we're in this lovely, quiet little subdivision. And look behind me to say, friggin' gorgeous. This house is spectacular. Custom built, beautiful finishes. We have decor black stainless steel appliances, quartz counters throughout, 3/4-inch white oak hardwood floor, ceramic tile. You want light, you want windows, you want bright. This house is gorgeous, super modern, open concept main floor, living, dining. It's got a butler's pantry, this office on the main floor. Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms, and you know what? Every bedroom gets their own bathroom. And the master has a steamed glass shower in it with a beautiful soaker tub. It's just luxury, luxury, high-end, luxury, high-end, luxury, high-end. This home is gorgeous. So go to stewcells.ca, see all the photos, the videos, and give me Stu a call for a personal tour.
There you go. If you do want somebody to sell your home, there's Stu. He will be your man. What a beautiful listing in the Waterdown area. We're back for N6 action here in the Stew Cells. Oakville Tankard. Whyte had the score there in the 5th end. Creates a significant advantage up to with hammer in 6 for Team Mouat. So we'll see probably a lot of rocks in play. Maybe some cleanup here by Team Mouat. That won't be good damage. Early in the end here, we'll try and see how the Rocks position themselves out. We are using the no-tip rule here, so if you're thinking why not feature the tip in the guard on rock, there's no tip in that rock until later in the end. And Rawson will put up a second guard on the center line. We'll put a little bit higher guard, making the double a little bit harder to do. He needs to generate offense from a non-offensive position. He does not have the hammer. This is a very advantage that the team to be able to do that. He's probably coming a little bit closer than what he can. Probably comes right butt up. Nope, and creates an angle. And a little deep and an angle. I suspect those things are not going to last very long. And you see Bruce just trying to verify with Bobby which handle, which turn he likes the best to be able to shoot this. Which one do they think is going to run exactly the way I want it? Looks like he's chosen the clockwise turn. Okay, take note with your younger junior curlers who are maybe watching this game trying to look at the best teams in the world. Again, a lot of communication about which turn, a lot of communication about where they want to hit the rock, and communication about the weight. That was not, a 6-second or 7-second shot and have to be thrown like that. It's thrown just enough to be able to hit the rock where they wanted to hit. And see them eliminated quite quickly. And the rock has to put rocks back in exactly the right position, trying to allow for a steal opportunity for him. Ross could gain some momentum back in this game with a steal on the sixth end. He would gain a hammer advantage back if he was able to do that. It goes up to the guard. Now to steal. Robin Dryden with his first year in the sixth end, looking for another guard. We'll probably play the guard peel game for at least another shot. Maybe two. Maybe two. A little bit higher. Grant Hardy with his first. Another field. Ross will do one more. That's what I need for offensive for the non-offensive move until probably his back. A little deeper with that guard this time. Maybe looking to entice Bruce to run it back as opposed to just peeling it. We have a little discussion about that. So a couple of options. Does Bruce get a little more aggressive and see this as an opportunity to score multiple points and to close out this game pretty early? Or will we play a little bit more conservatively and just peel the guard? We're out there in skip land and burning the game. We're trying to apply what you would think. Make a choice, but make it quick. Again, the end objective for Bruce here is if he took one, he'd be very happy with that going up 3 with 2 ends to play. So he'll choose just to remove that guard. And as they discussed, Team Mouat discussed, what would Team Whyte do? Well, that's what they're going to talk about, potentially coming down and landing into that spot, or just, again, move it around a little bit, leave those rocks sitting around the 4 foot, hope he can create an opportunity to steal one out of that. The guard at this point doesn't really accomplish that for him because if he did put up the guard, then the great likelihood is that Team Mouat would come in, tap their red back onto the yellow, and sit 3, making it almost impossible for him to steal. So this is the discussion. It's possible for him to draw down into that spot, putting that little pocket that's created between the yellow and the red. You see that discussion continue, right? What would he do if that's where you went? They wouldn't be surprised to see if that was the case, that he would just blow up that area there for sure. Certainly Ross would like to see the way that he doesn't give up 2 to Bruce here. That would extend the lead to 5-1 in the 2 ends to play, and that would be a very big hill to climb. So all you players out there, you coaches out there, timeout call, what would you do? You and Kyle in there giving his advice to the back end, looking at the various things that are going to happen with this shot sequence beyond. And Ross, love to steal one here. Doesn't want to give up 2. Giving up 1, at least he's still in the game with 2 ends to play. Opts for another guard. So again, hard without an overhead camera for us to tell. It would appear to me that the yellow rock is counting 1. Who knows that Team Mouat will make a play on that. If Bruce is first, he'll have to. You could also take out the guard too. First shot, 6th end, Ross Whyte. Sweepers it back right off, so the weight must be there, or maybe some. Maybe not quite, maybe a little bit deeper than planned. Just probably use that right away, drive it back into that pocket, clean that up. Try and remove the shot yellow. Maybe also get rid of the yellow rock that was just thrown. Probably leave him sitting 1 for sure, maybe 2. Certainly the thrown rock may not be on the rings after he's done. Close. There we go. Go down to a single rock in the house. Sitting above the tee line. Really difficult for Whyte to be able to steal a point here. You can see Robin looking off to the side, potentially thinking, what do we have to do to be able to score points against these guys? Choosing to hit that. That is only option. Could have tried to pop back a little bit for this too. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to the point. Go up 3 with 2 ends to play. You can find the latest analytics. Nope. Wheels it out. Retains the hammer going into the 7th end. Up 2 points. Team Mouat leading over Team Whyte. We'll go to another break. See you back in another minute.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Thanks again to our new sponsor, Tommy Gunn's Barbershop. We are back with the 7th end action. We have a 2-point lead for Team Mouat, established with two big steals early in the game, a single point and 2 points, which allowed them to really control this game, doing what they do best. A little bit of a strategic mistake there from Team Mouat at the start, behind the tee line, but clearly Ross Whyte now looking to establish a two-point position inside the fence with 6 runs to play. Clearly in steal mode in his head. His win strategy probably for this game now is steal, 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 and hope for an error similar to the one that Mouat got smaller in the second inning, just going steal, steal. If you've been following along this game, you're just joining now here in 17. There is action in the women's game that you can get through stoolcurls.com as well as Curling Zone. Live stream with come to Adam Gilbert's overdoing the last game. Thanks to all of our remote commentators this week. We did a couple of on-site people as well too. Adam's here on-site. But to Mary Chilvers, thank you very much. To Colleen Jones and Tim Kelly, thank you. Brucey Chang, Stephen Robert, and Adam stepping up to the mic for the weekend. We thank you so much for adding your color, your commentary, your perspective to these wonderful matches that we have seen from the Oakville Curling Club, both in the men's and women's draw. And again, you can take advantage and have the opportunity to be able to catch up on the women's game as well too. I'll kind of flip over to my latest update on that game. I believe it's still standing very close. Team Ha has just posted a single point in the fifth inning. We're 2-1, but we're up on the last and going into the back half, back to the end. So we have to take advantage of that. From them. Now back here on been a very quick game for our two Scottish resident teams. But to potentially double peel those two guards. You're going to get the one. Good option, just the same. Now Ross executing a bit of a strategy to try and take advantage of what walks are in play. The walk behind the tee line, sitting in the 8 foot of Mouat, creates an opportunity for Ross. You can draw down on top of that, see if you can get a good breeze. Sure if Kyle can put any more weight leaning on that broom. Again, pretty much perfectly executed shot. Forcing Bruce to look through that situation. Doesn't need to come down, he needs to just clean this up. Those guards that take most advantage for Whyte and what their objective is with him. One just goes over the top of the other. Just a little bit of a lean from Grant Hardy going, oh, just give me a little bit more. Ross will put that up maybe once, maybe twice. Again, you young curlers watching this match, look at the technique. Those boys leaning on that broom and they're positioning behind each other right in front of the stone. A little bit light. Not in the optimal position. You could take the one in the back. It's 2/3 of the lock. I have a little group think on this one. Not wondering if they maybe play on their own red, tap that back into the position. Will they put themselves in a position to potentially score 2 and really just close this game out? And again, even a 1-point score. So in the end, decision to remove that guard that's just touching the 12-foot. Just stick around a little bit. Maybe it comes in handy somewhere down the road. In and off if they need to. If they get in trouble, more than likely to add on an additional point if they're in that opportunity. Ross will now use the corner. So a little glimmer of hope here. And just at the top of the 8, top 12, top 12. Now up to Grant to remove the guard and braid the play back into the house. Pretty early in this season, but up to with hammer. Got a 95% up chance that this game will be won by the team that has 2 points up with hammer and 2 ends to play. So Team Ross Whyte playing with some pretty low odds with a team that is really good and knows them well. Looking at maybe can we get another one lodged right on top of that one. I'm probably going to have to move that red block that Kyle Ewan's got in front of him. Ewan Kyle, probably Ewan. How do I get 2 points? How do I steal a point out of this? Again, doesn't mean I have to steal 2. If I did, that would be like a huge bonus. Can he steal 1? Can he not give up 2? If he gives up 2, they'll probably be handshakes. And certainly trying to improve his odds a little bit better at close this gap to a single point. A lot of group think around this shot. Can he draw there? Does he have to hit and roll there? I don't think he's left with much opportunity of a hit and roll because it doesn't look like a very big port to kind of draw down in there. I mean, certainly with their shooting ability and their ability to throw the rocket rotation, that would be doable. But you have to deal with that rocket. So may as well deal with it now. In this first shot from Ross Whyte here at the 7th end. Down 2 points. So a critical shot to get positioned well. We're talking about. You get in the hack to throw that rock. Don't have any doubts, Ross. Yeah, just looking for a little hit and roll. Try and get him behind that yellow. And well executed. Now, does Bruce just draw down here, or does he just rip away those top 2, knowing that the likelihood is that Ross Whyte would just come down and draw down on top of his zone? I think he would not care too much about whether that freezes there. His goal will be to look at ripping those 2 at the top. Could we see all 4 of those rocks move as well, too? That's a possibility. Last shot. Ooh. Oh, just took the one off the top. We got a little inside the line. Bruce is first. Ross considering, does he come down, freeze down on top of it? Would Bruce just come down and sit on top of it, score a single point, not have the hammer in the last end? Also, that little look on his face as he came back towards us going, well, maybe. Small window of opportunity. And then saying, well, maybe you could do this instead. In the end, we're going to opt for that draw, just down on, towards the face of his own rock, covering the red one in the back. He'd probably be sitting 3 after that. Definitely sitting 2 now. Move all that stuff. And we're back for the 8th end action here at the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard, the men's championship final. Down to the last end with Team Mouat with a 3-point lead, with Team Whyte with the hammer. Again, just to thank Stu Sankey, Stirling, one of Stirling's best friends, 8 sponsored events, where he's the credit sponsor, numerous teams that he would support as a sponsor or a benefactor in some way, shape, or form. Thank you, Steve, for all that you do for Stirling. We're so happy to have you as a part of our sport. And we look forward to this championship coming to a conclusion, and certainly as well you joining us for the future events in the series, with the next one being in Barrie on the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, October 5th, 9th. We'll have the men's and women's tankard event, as well as the junior tankard event, men's and women's full fields. 24 teams men, 24 teams women, and up to 15 teams, 10 women, 8 men. Very busy weekend over the Canadian Thanksgiving. Please join us in Barrie. If you want to join us live, again, no tickets required. Come see great curling right in your backyard at the beautiful Barrie Curling Club, and enjoy the hospitality up there, and enjoy us there, or enjoy us any other of the Stu Sells events. If not, forget about Halifax, Port Elgin, Collingwood, and Brantford. Find all that information at the StuSells.com website, and learn so much about great curling right in your own backyard. Dr. Sam started with Team Whyte, looking for the opportunity to score. That actually ended up being a field of 1, so my apologies. I see that my overhead shot, which I don't have, and again, that was a result that was acceptable to Team Mouat. There was retaining the hammer here in the last end, so that was a fact that Team Whyte actually scored a point. I can see that when I placed it on the board, and I'm not looking directly at the sheet. I do not have an overhead shot there to be able to do that. So strategically, still the same objective here. Up one with hammer, with one end to play, an 89.1% probability that the team with the hammer will win the game. Well, again, at a 10, 11% odds that Team Whyte can come back and score and potentially still win the game in the ninth inning. Nothing's impossible. You might have seen a little different shot making in the eighth inning and the seventh inning. We have some more setup for that. I'm going to put up guards for the moment. I might see take an opportunity here to see if he can double these two. Keep for the peel on the top one, take the bonus for two of them. Just goes over top. We'll have one more guard up there. And third, Robin Dryden. Again, we played this event under the World Confederation rules, so no tick, but that time frame is now elapsed. The new thing with the number of rocks that we're throwing. A little higher this time, making that double run up a little bit more difficult, double peel a little more difficult. So we'll just single peel that top one. There's a point here soon that Boss will have to come in and start to play those two red rocks, move them around, eventually freeze on top of them, see if you can get an error or a half miss from Bruce's team. Okay, one more guard. This is going to be left down to the sixth rock. We'll hold of that line first. Do that sweep method from the end. Finishing it off. Again, if you're one team watching the best teams in the world play, the guard is swept to be made. But you have to keep going to be made. Another peel, maybe a little bit quicker here to attempt to try and move both of these rocks off the line. And Hardy, with his last rock of the fake one. A little more of it. Boom, boom, there they both go. And sweep away that one as far as they can. Again, that extra foot or two that rock traveled just creates the opportunity. Ross will probably try and use a bit of a little wall with the two red rocks that are there, push them both back behind the tee line. Hope that there's an opportunity to freeze down on something that Bruce will not be able to remove. Ross talking through the front end, thinking how he sees the shots going forward, what kind of angles he wants Bruce potentially to hit at or on. First shot of this last end for Ross Whyte. And move this just a bit more. Now hold that line. And pop it back. Didn't quite get the finishing one. Probably would have wanted to be more on the nose of that rock and push it straight back. Probably not unhappy with the angle too. So gonna make Bruce think about this. Not for very long. Going to his shoe, looks like a halfway hit. Try and control that rock, maybe roll it up in front of the rock sitting on the button. First rock for Bruce Mouat here in the eighth inning. I'm trying to move just a bit, try and get it roll into the right spot. A little bit of carve in there. It's close, not quite. Maybe leaves a bit of an opportunity for Ross to tap that one up off the button. Sit there. The door has been cracked open. Just a little bit. What angle can you create that maybe gets the jam? How much space does he leave that Bruce wouldn't pick it out? So definitely has to move that red one off the button. Retains rock in the scoring position. Of course, Mouat to make a good shot with his last one. Final shot of this eighth inning for Ross Whyte. Down a point, needs to steal. It needs enough weight to leave that rock, move that rock from the button. And would like it to come over enough to tuck a little bit on an angle in behind the one in the 8-foot. Has he got enough weight? Just enough. So that little bit of separation that he needed to be able to move it might just be enough for Bruce to force it out of there, lose the shooter, and at least have one red rock remaining in the ball. It could be our final shot of the men's championship final. Bruce Mouat with a shot to win the game. on the way, just needs to pick it out. And they know they've got it made. And there we go. A score of 3 to end the game. And it'll be a big win for Team Mouat. Again, their dominance over Team Whyte continues. A 6-2 final. And we'll be looking to see our champion hopefully return next year. What a great match from these two teams from Scotland, from the British curling program. Our thanks to them for coming to the event. My name is Terry Marshall. It's been my pleasure to be with you for this final. And we look forward to bringing the next event to you, the Stu Sal's Tankard in Barrie on the Thanksgiving weekend starting October the 5th. Thanks for being with us. And if the women's final is still going on, which I believe, tune in to the women's final. Find that on curlingzone.com or also on stucurls.com. Thanks for joining us.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.